Aaron.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Aaron is present. Welcome back, everyone, for more SPTv, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. I'll tell you who done messed up. Tom Cruise's best friend, David Miscavige, done messed up. For those of you who may not know, Tom Cruise's best friend, David Miscavige, and leader of the worldwide human trafficking organization and cult known as Scientology, is facing many legal actions right now. Actually, 6 different legal actions right now relating to David Miscavige. 5 lawsuits and a grand jury investigation into obstruction of justice. Not a great day to be David Miscavige, Tom Cruise's best friend. Okay, the specific trafficking lawsuit that we're talking about right now is presently, as the lawsuit has been filed, is brought by Jane Doe against David Miscavige, Gavin Potter, the Church of Scientology International, and Bridge Publications, and I think also RTC, Religious Technology Center, the organization that David Miscavige is the so-called chairman of the board of. Now, in that lawsuit, Scientology has recently filed a motion to throw the whole lawsuit into Scientology's internal arbitration procedure, which is a complete sham. But all Scientologists do sign agreements promising to not sue Scientology and to take any concerns into religious arbitration. There's just one problem. Those agreements only started being signed sometime after 1993 or so. It was either after 1993 or after 1996, but those agreements weren't signed before 1993. And for some reason, in this latest motion, Scientology has provided, I'm going to show you, this is a fatal mistake. This entire motion by Scientology is going to get thrown out, and I'm going to show you why. This is the what they call it in Scientology, the Church of Scientology Flag Service Organization, Religious Services Enrollment Application Agreement, and General Release. It is one of the subsections of this agreement that is the so-called arbitration agreement, where Scientologists essentially sign away their rights to ever sue Scientology. And yet, I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth in my views here. What's supposed to happen is Scientologists are supposed to sign this agreement every single time they start a new major Scientology auditing action or major Scientology course. And the reason they have the Scientologists sign these agreements over and over and over again is so that someone can't say, oh, I signed it under duress. And it's like, well, you signed it under duress 15 times over 20 years. A court's going to say, I don't think so. Let me show you a couple reasons why this particular effort is going to fail. And this trafficking lawsuit is, in my humble opinion, what do I know, guys? I grew up in a cult, but my humble opinion, going to go forward. All right. So this is the agreement. It's many, many pages, and we're not going to look at all of the pages, but I'm going to show you a couple things here. Let's go down to the actual arbitration clause itself. Okay. Let's look at number D. We're going to start with D. In accordance with the discipline, faith, internal organization, and ecclesiastical rule, custom, and law of the Scientology religion, and in accordance with the constitutional prohibitions which forbid governmental interference with religious services or dispute resolution procedures, should any dispute, claim, or controversy arise between me and the church, any other Scientology church, any other organization which espouses, presents, propagates, or practices the Scientology religion, which cannot be resolved informally by direct communication, I will pursue resolution of that dispute, claim, or controversy solely and exclusively through Scientology internal ethics. I'm just going to call your attention to the repeated use of the phrase, of the phrase dispute, claim, or controversy. Now, this is not the main point of this video. I'm just saying this just as a little sort of asterisk and add on. Dispute, claim, or controversy does not exactly include under that umbrella crimes, actual crimes. But that's not the main point. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, let's go down to E. Once again, it says any dispute, claim, or controversy which still remains unresolved after review by the International Justice Chief shall be submitted to binding religious arbitration. Once again, just saying dispute, claim, or controversy, I would argue, does not include crimes. But once again, not the main point. Not the main point. All right, let's go down to, I have to scroll carefully or it'll throw me off of this page. Okay, let's go to 8. Do you see guys 8? Let me get my big face out of the way here. Big face out of the way. Okay. At the bottom of the page here, 8. This contract will become a legally binding agreement between me and the church upon its acceptance by the church. Read that. Acceptance by the church, or upon my commencing my participation in a Scientology religious service, whichever occurs first. Okay, so if this document is not accepted by the church, then it's not a valid contract. Or if this person does not begin a Scientology religious service after this contract was signed, then it does not become a valid contract. Let's go forward to the last signatory page of this form. I'm going to put myself at the top here. Okay, guys, do you see the date of this contract? It is dated 2002. All right, keep that date in mind. Let's go down. Oh, look, it looks like it's been the signature of Jane Doe has been redacted, but the signature of the Scientology witness is there for everyone to see. Uh-oh, what's this at the bottom? Uh-oh, oopsie, someone made a mistake. The Church of Scientology did not formally accept this document. And I have it based on firsthand personal knowledge. I can tell you that the Jane Doe did not begin any Scientology religious services after the date that is on this enrollment form, February 25th, 2002. So Scientology neither formally accepted this document, nor did Jane Doe start a Scientology religious service after the date that this document was executed. Oopsie. Now, you might remember a moment ago, I told you that Scientologists sign these documents again and again and again. Why in the world is this 2002 document the only version of this document Scientology has ever provided to the court? It means it is either the only document they have on file that was executed by Jane Doe, or it's the only document they have on file that they want to admit to having on file for a variety of reasons that I think will become clear in the future. Now, also, you'll notice no language in that document said that it is retroactive. Jane Doe 1 joined the Sea Organization at the age of 17 in 1991. She left the Sea Organization in 1997. That is the period which her trafficking lawsuit applies to. Her time in the Sea Organization. They're not even providing, oh, by the way, of course, when she joined the Sea Organization, she was a minor. But that's okay because, she turned 18 the year after. They have not provided a single enrollment form executed by Jane Doe, accepted by the Church of Scientology, that is applicable to the period that this lawsuit, that is applicable to the period the lawsuit is applicable to. So Scientology filed a motion asking for a hearing about the subject of this religious arbitration. And I believe that hearing is scheduled for maybe May 30th or something, but in May of next year. They have also requested a hearing at the end of next month, at the end of October, to request a stay of the civil lawsuit so that discovery cannot move forward. Let me tell you, there ain't going to be no hearing in May about religious arbitration because they haven't even provided any documents to the court that Jane Doe they haven't provided a valid contract to the court in the first place. So they're going to show up for the hearing in the end of October, requesting a stay in the lawsuit. And not only is the stay going to be thrown out, but the hearing that's been requested, it's either been requested or set. I think it's actually been set. The May hearing is going to be completely thrown out. Scientology has reasons, I suspect, for not wanting to admit that they have other executed agreements on file for Jane Doe. If they were to admit that they had those other files on those agreements on file in their files, they would have to admit that they have those files. And I believe that Scientology is probably claiming not to have any of those files from those earlier dates. They've screwed themselves with their own lies. That's Tom Cruise's best friend, David Miscavige, for you folks. The shortest cult leader on planet Earth. Just cannot get out of his own way. Cannot stop painting himself into corners that he cannot get out of. Let me see. I should say. This Jane Doe has been involved in earlier proceedings for which Scientology also tried to get those proceedings thrown into religious arbitration. Scientology lost that previous effort for a different reason. But I'm bringing it up because in that earlier proceeding and in that earlier motion, a different motion in a different proceeding altogether, this as well was the only document Scientology was able to provide for this Jane Doe. Another Jane Doe had like 7 different documents, executed agreements provided. Another Jane Doe had like 3 different assigned agreements. This agreement that is signed by the Jane Doe but not accepted by Scientology does appear to be the only enrollment agreement and arbitration agreement they've ever been able to provide for this Jane Doe. Now, this Jane Doe, as of right now, is the only Jane Doe attached with this lawsuit. So if they can't prove that she ever signed and had accepted an arbitration agreement, there ain't no arbitration agreement. It doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist. It's amazing that they provided a document that was not countersigned. And now that they've done it, they can't exactly be like, oops, that's the wrong one. Here's the real one. Otherwise, it would be obvious that they're just falsifying documents all over the place. Let me see. I really thought I've got some bullet points that I wrote down on this one to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, by the way, this Jane Doe in this lawsuit is represented by Motley Rice, an incredibly feared law firm, the king of asbestos, the king of tobacco, and also Bradley Edwards and Brittany Henderson, who are famous for being successful in huge lawsuits, not the least of which is representing Jeffrey Epstein's victims. So she's represented by powerhouses, Bradley Edwards, Brittany Henderson, and Motley and Rice. Scientology's in for a world of pain. Scientology's in for a lot of hurt. Tom Cruise's best friend, David Miscavige. It's never a good day to be David Miscavige, you guys, but it's always a great day not to be in a cult. By the way, I will finally have some It's a Great Day Not to Be in a Cult merch ready very, very soon. For those of you guys who've been asking me for 6 months or more. Okay, so let's see. October 28th is supposed to be the hearing on October 28th is supposed to be the hearing requesting a stay in the civil suit. So October 28th should be the very entertaining day in court where the judge basically just pimp slaps Scientology's attorneys right out of the courtroom being like, you guys are embarrassing yourselves. You haven't even provided an executed document. Get the hell out of here. That's going to be an entertaining day. So mark that day on your calendar. We mentioned the 6 different legal actions. We mentioned, okay, good. That's it on this one. This is a really big deal, you guys. This is actually a really big deal. Okay, let's look at a few super chats and then we'll call it a night, huh? Let's get the weekend started early. Arnie Van Halen says, bring back the Three Amigos. One of these days, Arnie, one of these days. Jack, thank you for the super sticker. Steven, evening. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, Steven. What do we have here? Oh my God, this is so funny because there's my friend David has the 86 GOP handle. And now we have the 86 DNC. These arbitration clauses don't apply to internal torts or crimes, as you said. So if David Miscavige punches a Scientologist in the face, arbitration clause doesn't apply. Well, I'll take your word for it. 8060NC. Thank you very much. Cody Mack, clearly a case of misunderstood words. Yes, the misunderstood words or symbols are at the cause of everything that's wrong in Scientology. Shelly Swanson, David Miscavige, done really messed up with this. Great catch. Thank you very much. I had a little bit of assistance. I'm not going to lie. Janet Lady 8 Santana, shout out to the SPTv community for asking great questions I wouldn't have thought to ask or consider as things are brought up. They help bring more insight into Scientology and will help with its downfall. Well, thank you very much. Pat Shore, are you going to court on October 28th? As of right now, I have no plans to, but it sounds like it could be so exciting. It might just justify a flight out to Los Angeles. So I will definitely consider it. In fact, the more I think about it, it sounds like an absolute great time. So we'll see. Celix the Fat, absolutely love the name. Thank you, Celix. All right, guys, that's it for me. My list of things to do videos about just gets longer and longer and longer. I could do 4 or 5 videos a day, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to take a little bit of easy. What's the right word? Take it easy a little bit, maybe today and the rest of the weekend. But we'll see, guys. You know I can't help. You guys know I'm addicted. I can't help it. Got to do more and more videos. But guys, honestly, if I don't do as many videos as possible, I will never get to everything that needs to be discussed. So anyway, I guess that's lucky for me in a way, right? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. Thank you, as always, to everybody who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.